mental health check-in. I was just on here. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are back and we are good. Let me adjust my chair a little bit. But I'm waiting for a little bit more of y'all to join. But tonight I really just wanted to get on here and talk about the importance of simplifying life. I believe that we spend so much time with work and building a foundation so that we can live according to how we desire that. We don't get to take the time to really simplify and dissect what's really going on around us. So I feel like, that's something that I want to touch up on tonight. And yeah, man. But as far as anything else, y'all know I'm blessed. I'm doing well. I had a very productive week. Very productive. Took care of a lot of good business, man. Now I'm on here for y'all. So we gonna get right back into it. And another thing, the Discord is up. Once again, I say it every time I go live. The link is in the description. So for any of y'all that's been asking for it or been wanting to join, the Discord is up. And yeah, that's how we rocking. Let me see if I could adjust this a little bit. Cool. All right. Now we're here. But let me know how y'all feeling, man. Once again, the Discord is in the description. The link to the Discord is in the description. I think so far I probably got maybe like 15 of y'all in there. But I appreciate y'all. Anything that y'all got going on during the week, y'all could always hit me. I talk to my boy Liam in there pretty often with just life questions. For a lot of y'all who don't know, any of y'all who may need it, if y'all ever need to get certified in anything specifically, there's this app called Cursa. I personally haven't used it, but a friend put me on to it. I guess you can go and get certified in literally anything. So, if y'all want the information of that, like I said, it's just an app. Just Google it or download it on the Play Store. Y'all be good. But aside from that, like I said previously, I just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all about the importance of simplifying life. But y'all let me know how y'all feeling tonight. I think it's my boy Jordan in here. Let me know how y'all feeling. Y'all had a good week. Let me know how y'all doing, man, before we get into anything else. What is going on? Jordan, he said good. What's going on, fam? How you doing? How you doing? What's on your mind? Let me know how y'all feeling. I can't read that, Ahmad, but it's nice to see you in here tonight. I really just wanted to talk to y'all, like I said, on the importance of simplifying life. I feel like so many times we get so caught up in the distractions, we get so caught up in trying to progress and build a foundation for ourselves that we forget that, it's okay, settle down. Hold on. Ash Hat, he said, bro, too much. Girl in my life. How to lower my riz. Hey, I never heard nobody complain about having girls in their life, but trust me, I understand. If it's like that for you, bro, it just gets like that. It's cool. It's a blessing and a curse, but you definitely do that by just putting your main focus on what you need it to be. If you're somebody that's building and trying to get to that next level, obviously your main priority is not going to be women. You got way too much to take care of. So for sure, bro. What's going on? How you doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm blessed. Y'all know I'm thankful to be here with y'all. Anything on your mind, anything that y'all got going on, this is the mental health check-in. I do this every week, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time for y'all specifically. If y'all need me to make exceptions, I got y'all, but I also got a Discord in the description for anybody that, want to join, where we just talk life and anything else that you may going through. If you in here right now, do me a huge favor, like this live right now so we can spread it to more people and we can get into this good game, man. But R. Kelly, he said, "What's up? What's going on, R. Kelly? How you feeling? How you feeling tonight, man?" Um, Kanzel, you said, "Where am I from?" I'm from Cali. Well, I was raised in California, but you know, I was born in Dayton, Ohio. I don't know, Midwest. Where you from? Where y'all from? Where you from, R. Kelly? I don't think I've seen you in here before. Where you from, Kanzel? And then I think Ahmad, I can't read that. You gotta change that language, bro. I wish I could. It looked like Arabic. Oh, India? That's crazy. Shout out India for sure. Shout out India, man. Yeah. Hola, what's going on? How you feeling? How you feeling? R. Kelly, go ahead. Let's see. Let's get right into it with your deep question, R. Kelly. Let's do it. What's going on, Ronaldo? How you feeling? How you feeling this week? It's funny because I was on this live a little earlier and I had my camera sideways and I was asking the people like, can y'all hear me? And they was like, nah, bro, the camera flipped. You got to start that over. So, you know, I had to end the live, come back. Crazy thing is I did the same exact thing last week. He said, "Who's winning?" Kendall said, "Who's winning the election in my country at this time?" I really don't know. To be honest, I'm not really big on politics. I'm really not. Just because it's just so much going on. With my life, I'll be so straightforward and focused on what I got going on. But I really don't. I really don't know. All right, R. Kelly said, "Why does good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people?" That is a very good question. Okay. And we're going to get right into it. So, my opinion on that, because I'm somebody that believes in karma. But with that question, it kind of contradicts the whole idea of karma and right and wrong. And I think it's just a matter of time, to be honest. I feel like the thing with being a good person is you can tend to attract vultures and people that want to use you or misuse you, that can make a lot of bad things kind of happen in your life. And as far as with the person that's out here doing the bad things, they might know what they have their sights set on because they're the bad energy. So they're seeking that good energy or that positive person to leech on, if that makes sense. So, for example, somebody like me, I would consider myself a good person, but I'm very conscious of who I allow in my life or the environments that I'll put myself in, simply because if I'm not careful, then I may put myself in a position or a bad situation where bad things may happen to me. So what it all boils down to me is, one, of course, karma. In the long run, it may come back, but you have to be very conscious of where you're at, who you have around you, and just what you got going on in your life. Ronaldo, no habla español. Maybe just a little bit. Not really though. Candle, you said, who do I favor? I don't think I favor anybody in a political party. Honestly, I'm just not like focused. I can't even tell you who's running right now. Like, I think Joe Biden maybe stepped down, but I really don't know. But what about you though? Let me know your opinion on it. Yeah, yeah. But R. Kelly, like you were saying, it's just the way of life. Certain things we can't avoid. It really does happen. But one thing I will say about the whole good and bad type of thing is the fact that you shouldn't let bad experiences change who you are at core. So you shouldn't let the negative that happened in your life make you and turn you into a bad person. Because truthfully, no matter who you are, you're going to run into hard times. You're going to run into bad people, whether you're good or bad, no matter what. You just got to stay focused on the positive at all times. You got to do your best to be fully aware and conscious of, the blessings and the good things that happen in your life. For real. But R. Kelly, yeah, now you already know. Ronaldo, Yeah, yeah, no habla español. I can't even. That's probably about all I know how to say. Yeah. That kind of ties into what I really wanted to speak to y'all about tonight too, because it's like I feel like so many times in life we tend to complicate things, you know? You could be somebody that's out here doing what you need to do, a quote unquote good person, but the worst things can happen to you. And that's just the way it is. But you got to learn how to stay focused on the blessings, because no matter who you are, you can dissect your situation and see the good in all forms of bad. You know, I may have felt like, for example, I could wake up today and I can go outside and, I could have a flat tire, but that flat tire could have prevented me from, getting in an accident or something. Just things that I'm not conscious of or I may not know because it didn't happen. So I always try to view even the worst things that happen in my life and see the good in them. That's just about adapting that positive mindset. But you need that mindset. You really do in life, because life itself will break you down and we can't really control it. You just got to go with the flow and be able to just adapt and adapt very quickly, for sure. Where are you from, Ronaldo? What you using, like Google Translate right now? R. Kelly said, "What's your take on having the worst luck?" I'm not, to be honest, I'm not somebody that believes like in like good luck or bad luck. Or y'all? Let me know in the chat. Do y'all believe in good luck or bad luck, or do y'all believe in kind of like what goes around comes around? I do personally believe that the things that you put out into this world are gonna come back to you. So that's why I adapted this mindset of always trying to be positive or just treating the next person how I want to be treated, because I personally feel like, those things that you're putting out are gonna come back to you. But if you psych yourself into believing that the things, if you psych yourself into believing that you have the worst luck, this is kind of like manifesting this into your life. The mind is very powerful, and so is the tongue. So the things that you put out into the world as true or existent, more than likely they're going to come to life. That's why they say if you want to be successful in life, you have to first start believing it. You got to first start putting it into the world. You got to speak it. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be great. They say that for a reason, because the tongue is very powerful. So if you spend a lot of time, looking in the mirror and telling yourself like, man, I just got the worst luck, or, things are never going to go my way, they're probably going that way because you keep speaking it into existence, if that makes sense. Ronaldo said, I don't speak Spanish, or I don't speak English, I'm Mexican. Okay. Dang, I'm sorry. I gotta learn Spanish for you. I got you. Give me a couple years. I'll be on here talking Spanish. Yeah. Yeah, and the same thing, R. Kelly. That's why I feel like it's very important that we got to build us a life worth living. We got to. We got to completely strip our mindset of that negative way of thinking. Even if something happens in your life and it's repetitive and you just don't feel like you can get out of this rut, you got to find some way to strip yourself of that way of thinking, or it's going to continuously happen to you. Just think about it. If somebody walks around paranoid every day about something happening, odds are eventually that exact thing is going to happen to them. You can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to live your life according to your logic and your experiences. That's just what comes with it. But you do need to take initiative and build the life that you want, and it all starts with transitioning yourself mentally. You got to get yourself out of that sinkhole, because nobody is going to do it but you. Like I said before in my previous lives, I used to be a very, very negative person. And it was hard for me to comprehend what was going on in my life, because I would view everything from this negative aspect. But once you change your mind and you change your perspective, you can change your entire life. I instantly went from being super negative and it was overbearing too. I instantly went from that to just being a light, you know, that light at the end of the tunnel that I needed for my life. I felt way happier. You know, I started to see things happening in my life that I never seen before, all because I changed my perspective on my reality and what I had going on. What's going on, y'all? Anybody that's in here that didn't hear me earlier, I got the Discord up and running. Anybody that just want to get in touch with me or got any relationship problems, life problems, spiritual problems, fitness goals, that Discord is for y'all. We can hop in there and talk about anything y'all want. The link is in the description. And if you haven't liked this this live already, go ahead and do me a favor and like it so it can be spread to more people. Anything on your mind tonight, drop a comment and we gonna get right into it. Any questions for me, anything y'all want to speak about, I'm here for y'all. I do these lives every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you know that's what it is, man. But I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. Ronaldo, you should learn English too. Yeah, that's very true, R. Kelly. It definitely is the environment. If you spend a lot of time in a negative environment, you know, wherever you're at, it's obviously going to transcend into other aspects of your life. That's why I feel like it's very important that we just be conscious of what's going on around us. We don't understand how much of a huge role certain things play in our life. The way you're raised, the way your parents talk to you, the friend groups that you have, those daily conversations, the things that you allow to sit and grow in your mind. These all map and shape our future. The way that we make decisions on a daily basis, whether it's waking up, making your bed, being productive in the beginning of the day. All of these things matter. Just the very, very small details of life. Things that we need to be taken into account, man. For real. Yeah. R. Kelly, he said, I think, oh, I already read that one. My boy Jordan, he said, how do I let go of trauma? Okay, one of the major things when it comes to trauma, no matter who you are, is understanding that you are not alone, for one. And two is acceptance. You need to be content and okay that things went the way that they were and not be bitter or mad or angry or take any type of frustration out on anybody. That's the way that I healed from a lot of my trauma. I used to blame, you know, my mom and my family for the way that I was raised up until I learned to take accountability. It's up to me to be hurt. It's up to me to allow these environments or these people to get the best of me or to have the most impact on me. So it's really just about just taking accountability, learning not to blame anybody, no more. You know, at the end of the day, nobody is going to heal for you. You have to be the one that wants to heal. You have to be that person that wants to grow. And that's really the only way that you're really gonna grow, honestly. But, you know, it happens. It just takes time. You know, nobody's perfect. We all got things that we need to work on. That's why, you know, y'all would never hear me just get up on live or any of the videos that, you know, I may make and just preach this image of perfection, because I'm not somebody that believes in perfection. I'm somebody that believes that as humans, we're all naturally flawed. We all have things that we could work on, whether you have $1 billion in your bank account or $0. It doesn't make, you know, that person better than me or the next person. Because when we all go, none of that stuff is gonna matter, man. That's why, you know, I believe that we just need to simplify things in our life. spend too much time complicated, trying to get to this next level, trying to do this and do that. And we don't take the time to appreciate the small things. We don't take the time to just simplify everything at its core. I try to live a very simple life, man. I try to make happiness things that are very much so attainable, something that I develop within myself. Not letting it be something that's materialistic. Don't put your happiness or something in a person, because you never know whether a person is coming or going. And just being content with who you are, always doing good and putting good out into the world so that you know it comes back to you tenfold. And when you out here doing good, it makes you feel way better about life. It makes you feel way better because not only are you probably making the next person's life better, you're making your life better by being positive and putting this stuff out. So it's really like a win-win, man. You can't lose by being a good person. But, as y'all see, the world's full of people who do not think like that. The only thing that you could do is focus on the things that you can control, like the way that you think, so that's a good question, R. Kelly. That is a really good question, man. Honestly, to be honest, I'm a little bit on both sides, because I hear a lot of people, they say that life itself is mapped out, which I can partially agree with, but I definitely believe that, our life and where we end up is a result of the decisions and the choices that, we choose to personally make. And I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory too. I might have told this on one of my lives before, but I believe that simply because I was raised in a family that, let's just say, was destined for failure. No disrespect to any of my siblings. I love y'all. Okay? I'm gonna put that out there right now. But I was raised in a family that was almost set up for failure, right? I didn't have any motivation. We lacked so much. It was just, the odds of us failing was just sky high, right? But it was up to me to make a conscious decision that I wasn't going to follow those steps and those patterns that everybody else was following. And I'm only where I'm at today, somebody who, went to the military, served, bought property and got a degree and all this other little stuff. I'm only at where I'm at today simply because I didn't adapt that loser's mindset. You know what I'm saying? I made the right decisions in my life to even get here. And sometimes I may slip up or sometimes I may fall short, but you always got to pick yourself back up and remind yourself where you came from in order to continue to progress and push forward. But I definitely do believe that, your life is based on, the decisions that you make on a daily basis. What you think about that, R. Kelly? Let me know y'all opinions on that. I want to see what y'all think about that. Do y'all believe that, everything that happens to you is destined to happen, or it's based on your actions and the choices that you make in your life? I like to hear different viewpoints too, man. You can expand my mind to different things. But, like I was saying, I'm somebody that believes that, it definitely is based off the decisions that you make. Not saying that things can't be set in stone and, you can't live your life according to, how things are supposed to play out. But, at the end of the day, you can only do so much. I feel like we can change the course of certain things simply by the way that we think. Everything starts in our mind. Everything. The things that we let foster and grow eventually escalate and lead to other things. They lead to us acting on it, making decisions. And then these decisions that we make affect our daily lives. Just by having that simple thought. My boy Jordan said, I agree. Yeah, I agree. But, it just depends, man. It really does just depend. But it's a good one. But let me know what y'all think about that. I don't think ain't nobody speaking up but Jordan. And I got 7 of y'all in here. I need y'all to elaborate with me too, man. Besides, what's Ronaldo? Cause she don't speak English. Nah, I agree with that, R. Kelly. We definitely do all have a choice. You know. Another thing that I believe too, I believe that there's good in everything bad, and the same like yin and yang type of thing. That also ties into your perspective though, for sure. We just got to be real conscious of the things that we're putting out into this world. A lot of the times we don't realize how powerful the tongue is. You know, if you wake up, and that ties into the luck thing that you're talking about, R. Kelly, the bad luck thing. But if you wake up on a daily basis and you're speaking negatively about your life and what's going on around you, you're putting this out into the world. You know what I'm saying? Constantly repeating this type of stuff is eventually gonna make it come to life. It all starts with you, man. That's why I don't do no negative self-talk. I try to, and that's not even about just with me, that's with anybody. I don't like to put any type of bad energy like that into the world, you know, as far as just anything negative about somebody's like future or what they have going on. But you know, you definitely need to learn how to control the tongue and what's coming out of your mouth, because that's gonna dictate, you know, your reality and probably where you end up in the long run. For sure. I definitely say so. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. R. Kelly said, "Do you believe in something called evil eye?" I don't know what that is. You got, what is that? Elaborate on that a little bit for me, or anybody could speak up on it. Evil eye. R. Kelly said, "Evil eye means, for example, the envy of people's intention that can destroy your plan." Ooh. Honestly, I've never heard that one before, R. Kelly, but I would definitely say so. You know? Yeah. If you have the wrong people in your mix, or even if you tell good ideas to the wrong person, I do feel like that jealousy and that envy that comes from them can kind of like destroy what you have going on, especially if they're close to you. Because we tend to take in a lot of feedback from the people that we love or we care about, whether it's friends, whether it's family, anything of that sort. So if somebody that's that close to you has an evil eye, it's definitely gonna affect you, and it could definitely jeopardize what you have going on. 1,000%. 1,000%. I agree. Do you believe in medical help? Um, if you mean like going to like a doctor, like a psychologist or some therapist, anything like that, most definitely. I used to want to be a therapist back in high school, you know, simply because I like getting in touch, and I like hearing people out when it comes to, you know, things that's on their mind, and how to overcome those type of things. So I'm not somebody that believes I'm too good for anything. I'm not a prideful person. There you go. I believe that if you need help with with anything, you should always put yourself in a position to be a student, not only to life, but just to yourself. You always want to be in that headspace where you're able to learn and you're able to put yourself back in student mode so that you can grow. I feel like that's just how you grow. Just think about it. If any of us right now was put in a room with, Elon Musk, for example, we would probably spend 90% of the time listening rather than trying to be heard, right? Simply because he has the knowledge or the information to change our lives. So why is it that we would be put in that position to try to vocalize how we feel about certain things? It's just not the time and the place for it. So I definitely do believe in just, any type of help, putting yourself in that position to be a student to all aspects of life. You got to. And that's not even just, as far as with doctors and stuff. You got to be a student when it comes to marriage. You got to be able to listen to your partner, love, family, friends. You got to be able to be a good friend. That's any type of relationship, friendship that you may encounter. You got to be a student. You got to be able to be heard and also hear people out. Because a lot of the times we all just need, somebody to listen to us, sometimes. You don't have to feel like, it doesn't have to affect you firsthand for you to genuinely care and to hear someone out. You know what I'm saying? Just be a considerate, decent human being and take the time to not be selfish and just listen, So, to answer your question, Jordan, yes. Any type of medical anything where it helps you get to the next level as far as being a student and learning and taking in information to improve the overall quality of your life, I definitely would vouch for that. Yeah. We just got to have our minds made up, I feel like it's very important to know what you want from life. You got to really have it mapped out to the T. If you don't know what you want from your life, after this live, y'all need to go and write everything out. If you just coasting through life is way too short to just be going with the flow. You need to have an exact game plan. You need to know where you're going, when you want to go. You don't necessarily need to know how, because sometimes things just happen unexpectedly, but you need to have a plan, some sort of plan to get yourself to that next level. Even when it comes to this, I got this mapped out to the T, where I want to end up, in life, where I want to end up my family, relationship wise, if I want kid. I got everything mapped out how I would want it to go. I got a plan, step by step, how to get to that point of success that I may want in my life, or true happiness and peace. And you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. I've ran into so many people who are just super free-spirited to the point where they just go with the flow with everything, and it stresses me out, because I'm like, man, I wish I could be like that a little bit, but I wouldn't be me if I was somebody that could just roller coast through life. I need to have it mapped out. Yeah. My biggest thing, I just like to stay in a routine. I like to stay consistent. That's one thing that a lot of people don't have. They don't have that form of consistency. You got to be consistent. You got to be able to wake up and do things that you may not feel like you want to do, but you know that if you continuously do it, it's going to change the course of your life. You got to stick to it. That's how you build character. That's how you build good habits. That's how you put yourself in a position to not only change your life, but eventually those around you. We don't often realize how the decisions that we make on a daily basis affect those around us. When I'm waking up and I got friends around me, or I got family, and they see me going to the gym, or they see me studying or reading a book, naturally they're gonna want to involve themselves. Like, man, what book you reading? Or you go to the gym every day? I want to start going to the gym, or I want to start eating better, or I want to start doing this and that. We naturally tend to become the people that we're surrounded by, in a sense, or we at least adapt a lot of the personality traits and the habits that they have. For sure. That's why I'm very aware of, and I'm very conscious of who I allow, around me, simply because I know I know how much of an impact that has on me mentally. Allowing the wrong energy or the wrong type of people around you can shift or affect your life dramatically. R. Kelly said the biggest BS he heard is that money don't buy you happiness. Okay, let me touch up on that a little bit for you, R. Kelly. So this is what I feel like 99.9% of people mean when they talk about that. I don't believe that they mean money itself, but I think they believe that money adds value to your life, which then can transcend into everything else. And by that, I simply mean that when you have money, money is an asset, it's a resource. The more resources that you have available to you, the more likely you are to be happy in a sense, because you could do the things that not only make you happy, but the things that make those people around you happy as well. You could change lives. You could open up homeless shelters or whatever you want to do. And these things in their mind are aligned with this idea of happiness to them. So I agree with you. I believe that money is something that can help you get a step closer to being happy, but it's not necessarily something that is just going to automatically make you happy, because I've seen plenty of people get money and not know what to do with money, and they're miserable people. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a plan. You got to have a purpose with this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you can get $1 billion today, and you can go blow it on fast cars and then be broke the next day, and you can look back and be like, man, it was fun in that moment, but it doesn't really bring you that true happiness and peace that you may have thought. I feel like that peace and happiness stems from how many people's lives you can change and how many people you could build up and help get to that next level. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a little different, Money definitely will help you get to that next level, for sure. R. Kelly said, I've only heard rich people say that because truthfully, most of them don't want anybody overtaking their position. It's a selfish world out here. Dang, that's crazy. Now, that's very, very true. One thing I will say, I've only heard rich people say that. And now that I think about it, it's kind of strange. It's probably something that we should pay more attention to, because it's like you're in this position to have all of this wealth, but you have this negative aspect or negative idea of it itself, but you still have it. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a tricky one. I'm probably the only person that's not rich that feels that type of way about money itself. Probably not. A couple of y'all might, but I'm just somebody who is beyond materialistic things, because that's really all that money can do for you. It could help you buy nice cars, houses. You take care of your family, whatever else. But happiness is something that stems from within. This is why you see millionaires and billionaires have all that money and they're still not at peace. A lot of them are very unhappy, miserable, live miserable lives. And it's because they haven't found this sense of happiness within themselves. And no form of anything monetarily is going to do that for them. But if you're somebody like me who simplifies life and you have your mind set on what happiness is to you, and you know exactly, let's say how to get there. Once you do get there, for example, I want to take care of my family. I want to be able to put my mom in a house, right? If I was able to make that happen, that would make my heart feel whole. It would make me happy, right? That's me being a step close to that form of happiness within myself. But it's something that I established within myself. You can't just get all of this, this money and stuff and feel as if, it's just going to do amazing things for you, because then you may blow it off, or you may not even do what you need to do. But I definitely do believe that, you need to change somebody's life for the better. Somebody in your family, your loved ones, anybody that you may have around you, somebody needs to be, you got to take care of your peoples, man. That's really what it all boils down to me. You just got to take care of those people that was there for you. I feel like people like our parents or whoever raised you, I feel like we owe them the world. because obviously we didn't ask to be here, but it's definitely a blessing for us to be able to wake up and live the lives that we're living as free as we are, you know, on a daily basis. A lot of this isn't promised. I know a lot of y'all might have family members that's passed away or in jail and whatever the case may be. So obviously this life thing isn't something that we should take for granted because we only get one. So it's definitely something to just take into account. That boy Jordan Phillips, he said facts. Yeah, that's real. But yeah, I ain't never really heard nobody say what R. Kelly said. A lot of people, it is a lot of I've never heard a rich person. No, I've only heard rich people say that. You know, it's never really been anything outside of that. And that's definitely pretty strange to me. It really opens my mind up on the whole idea of, you know, that concept. But, you know, it is what it is. Regardless of anything, I'm still going to strive to get the most out of my life because we only have one. You know, I don't believe in just being average. I don't believe in being mediocre. I believe that we all have a purpose. We all have things in life that make us unique and great. And it's just a matter of us going out and figuring out how to accomplish those things and opening those doors for our lives. But, you know, that's just the way it is. R. Kelly said, how would the rich feel without there being the poor middle class are always going to both sides of how the road runs? Let me read that. How would the rich feel without there being the poor middle class? That he's always going to be two sides of both. Oh, okay. Honestly, I don't know. Well, if it wasn't the poor middle class, I don't know if I may have read it a little wrong, but if it wasn't the poor middle class, it really wouldn't be no balance. You know, being rich would be all that they know. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we need, and that's the thing about life. Like, if good exists, bad has to exist. You know what I'm saying? So, there's gonna be both sides, two sides to everything. You know, rich, poor, good, bad. You know, that's just the way that the yin and yang. It's just the way that life works. You know, so I just believe that no matter what side you're on, whether you're rich or you're poor, you have value, and you shouldn't let somebody that's super wealthy, you know, water things down or tell you that you can't be a certain things. I believe that we're all equal, and whether you have $1 billion, like I said earlier, or no money at all, you know, you're human at the end of the day, which means that, you know, we all bleed the same. You know, it's just the way it is, man. And I definitely think I read your question a little wrong, R. Kelly. I don't know if you worded it wrong, or I probably just can't read right now. It's crazy though that you said that, man. Cause recently this topic kind of been on my mind because, you know, y'all know in life we focus so much on monetarily, and we just need more resources and income in order to help ourselves, you know, progress, right? We have bills, we have car notes. A lot of y'all may have families and people that really depend and rely on y'all. And it really does get stressful. You know, it gets to a point where even when you are making decent money, like, what's enough? Like, is enough ever even enough? That's why I don't feel like money is something that we should put our happiness or our mind on, as far as, you know, being happy. Like, because there will never really be enough. That's why there's millionaires and billionaires out here that constantly want more. Greed is a real thing. Greed is absolutely a real thing. And a lot of people don't know how to be content with their resources, or not even know how to use their resources properly, you know? That's why even when I was at the lowest of the lowest in my life, for one, I was always thankful. Because in the back of my head, I'm thinking like, okay, it could always be worse. No matter what, no matter who you are, what position you're in, it could always be worse. As long as you're still breathing, even if you're outside, homeless, whatever the case may be, you're still breathing, you're still here, you still have a chance, you know? So I always like to program myself to just think that, you know, you got to be thankful and you got to be positive even in the worst times. You got to have that mentality and really know that, you know, things may be bad right now, but it's going to get better. But the more that you dread, the more that you have this negative mindset, the longer it's going to feel like it takes for you to overcome that rut in your life. For real. We can't be entertained in no form of negativity. Anything negative, and I still have flaws with, you know, I'm still flawed at this. Because, you know, we're human, bro. I mess up too, just like y'all. I'm not a saint. A lot of y'all can look at me and tell, you know, I'm not a saint at all. So just as far as like entertaining any form of negativity, like we just need to be more conscious and aware of that type of energy, because it doesn't do anything but pull us away from our purpose and productivity. You know, waking up and just having those negative thoughts off the bat, that's one of the first thoughts on your mind in the morning. That's how the rest of your day is gonna go. We have way too much life to live and way too many things to focus on rather than entertaining this form of negativity. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly said, we live in a world now where someone is waking up at 6 a.m. to go to work like a slave in a warehouse. And on the other side, someone is lip singing on TikTok making thousands different times. That is actually crazy that you said that. And no, that's real, because this is what messes up the human mind. Like our generation, for y'all who don't know, I'm 25. If you're a little younger, cool. But for like our generation and the younger generation, we see people on social media or just in general making millions of dollars, like by the, you know, snap of a wrist. So it's like when we get exposed to this type of information, or we're aware of this stuff, bro, it just psychs us out of this regular way of living. We don't want to work a regular job no more. We're not okay with going to go work 9-10 hours at a warehouse and getting minimum wage, because we've been exposed to so much more in life. We see people driving these nice cars that we want, that are our age. We see people that are around the same age as us buying houses and doing the things and actually living, you know, doing what they want to do with their lives. So, you know, it just puts us in a completely different headspace, man. You hit that one on the note, R. Kelly. That was crazy, but you know, that definitely had a huge, you know, impact on me in my life, to where it really made me want to push certain things that I have going on, simply because you realize that, you know, it may seem far-fetched, but the things that you may want to do are very much so possible. They are very much so possible. No matter what it is, if you want to be an astronaut, you want to walk on the moon, there's people out here, like R. Kelly said, 15, whatever, 14 years old, lip singing on TikTok, making thousands of dollars. Don't even have to go and work at a warehouse. You know, it's just about opening yourself up to those resources, learning the information that you need to learn in order to make that happen for you. But one thing I will say about that is you just need to make sure that you find something that you're passionate about, because you don't want to get stuck into doing something that you don't even have a passion for. And then once that little high wears off, now you're dreading the work that you do, but you have to keep doing it because it's bringing the money in. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I started doing this channel, there's a billion other things that it could have been about, but this whole self-improvement journey is just who I am. I've always been a super like influential type of person, so it resonated with me. So it's easier for me to wake up and do it, you know, without making anything. Like, I'm not getting paid for this, you know? So that's definitely crazy, man. Uh, Jordan Phillips said, what would you do to get rich? Honestly, to be honest, I would just continue to do the same things that I'm doing today, Jordan. Really, but just amp it up a bit. Invest in real estate. But the only thing about real estate, you got to play the long game. It's not something, unless you're doing flip and rebuilding and flipping houses, but it's not something that's just gonna make you rich tomorrow. For a lot of y'all who don't know, property doubles in value every 10 years roughly. So if you buy a house for 250K today, 10 years from now, on average, it's gonna be $500,000. So if you buy 10 houses within the next 10 years, just do the math. You'll probably be rich by then, so I would just continue to do the same thing I'm doing today. You just gotta find things that you're passionate about, things that you actually can do, and just be comfortable with. I wake up, I make these videos for y'all, I take care of my other business, and I just let it be that. Like I said, I try to simplify my life, step by step. The more that you break things down on the step-by-step process in order to get things done, it'll be a lot easier for you to make progress. But if you just set these high goals for yourself, like, okay, like you said, I want to be rich, that's one of my goals. With no execution, no game plan or anything, like, how are you possibly going to get rich? But if you have an end goal of, I want to get rich, but in order to get there, you have 20 different steps involved. One, buy real estate. If real estate doesn't work out, invest in stocks and bonds. Okay, if that doesn't work out, open an LLC. All right, what could you do with an LLC? You could like start a business. You could use the business credit to invest in other things. So, it's so many ways that you could do that. But me personally, I would definitely invest in real estate. Like I said, property on average doubles in value every 10 years. So you buy 5 houses, you definitely be rich within probably the next 10 years or sooner, really. Just depends on the market. R. Kelly said another thing is it's like a trend now. If you humiliate yourself online, you get the money and the fame quick. If you have humility, the money and success come slow. That is very real. And you know why? For one, let's say this. People these days have a very short attention span. So even content like what I'm making right now, at first glance, it's not just gonna be something that somebody wants to hear. Not everybody wants to be inspired to do better in life. We even all have our moments where we need entertainment. We need things that are going to spark our interest right away. Not take 10 minutes to get to the actual point. So I say that to say that, that's why you see people out here, like you said, R. Kelly, that may do something odd or something crazy and it'll blow up. And then you see other people that actually have humility and a sense of, self-awareness for what's going on, and it just takes them a lot longer. The way this life thing is set up is crazy, but you just have to just take it in for what it is and just be true to who you are. Because one thing that I know for sure is that people don't usually blow up for good things. It's usually something that's irregular, and it's probably a lot of hate that comes with that overnight success. So that shouldn't even be something that, somebody will want. If it's a slow and steady road, just take that. Make sure you're getting the consistency that you need and the feedback, but you got to always keep in mind that you need to be growing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's crazy, man, the way the world works. One thing I will say about that, you just got to always be true and just be who you are. Don't be out here trying to fake it, trying to blow up quick and do stuff to just, destroy your image, because that's what you're going to be remembered for. Your name and the image that you portray, this is, what people are going to, remember you for. So, it's not worth it in the long run at all. What's going on, Jordan? Oh, from Station 13. Oh, that boy at work. How you feeling, man? How you feeling? I'm not gonna lie, R. Kelly, you've been dropping some jewels, bro. You really got me thinking. That's crazy. That's just the world we live in these days. Something that we just gotta take in and really just keep it moving. But, more than anything, We can't let that hold us back from doing the things that we want to do. You know, life is going to be full of overnight successes. Life is going to be full of, you know, slow successes. I just try to be focused on my journey. It may not be the best journey. It may not be the fastest route. But as long as I'm staying true to who I am and I'm not doing anything to damage my character, that's definitely what I like to focus on. I'm tired, yo. Pushing it. He said I'm tired. That's crazy. When are you off? But you said y'all pushing the positive vibes. Nah, you already know. You already know, man. The usual Wednesday vibes. Yeah. But yeah, that's crazy. Shout out my boy Jordan. He a firefighter, man, for the Atlanta County or something. Shout out. Thank you for your service, man. But and another thing too that I recently learned about the videos that I've been dropping, I just been getting some feedback. Like we were talking about earlier, you gotta always be a student to life. You gotta be willing to learn, put yourself in a position, you know, to see things from others' perspectives, right? And somebody told me like you need to make sure that you include intros in your videos, you know. And it didn't click to me at first because initially in my head I'm thinking like, okay, people don't know me, so they don't really want to hear me explain who I am. They probably want me to get straight to it. But it made a lot of sense, you know, just to have an opener, you know, let y'all know what's going on, who I am, before I just dive right into it. So starting probably in like a couple days, man, I gotta start adding little intros to my videos for y'all. But you know, one thing that's not gonna stop is the content and the consistency. You know, for as long as I'm able to, I'm gonna push this for y'all, man. It's been a slow little journey, but you know, I'm blessed and I'm thankful to be here. Can't complain. It's just my journey, you know. Like even R. Kelly was saying, I'm not somebody who just I ain't even blown up yet. I still probably get 30, 40 views on some videos. It happens. I got some videos that get thousands of views. So it really just depends. You got to be consistent. You got to have your mind set on where you want to end up in the long run, and you can't let anything discourage you along the way. But one thing that I know for sure is that no matter who you are, it's going to be bumps in that road. And you're going to have moments where you feel discouraged. You're going to have moments where you want to quit. Even me. But you can't let that stop your mission or your game plan. That's why you got to know where you're going. Because if you heading somewhere and you don't know where you're going, it's going to be easy for you to get off course or potentially quit the things that you're doing, you know? When we all work out, we all have an end goal in mind. We all have a dream body or something that we want to reach. So it makes it a lot easier for us to wake up and try to reach that goal because we have it in clear sight where we want to end up, right? So, yeah, that's real. R. Kelly said, you think we living in a time now where women are thinking like men and men are thinking like women? I definitely, one thing I will say about that, I definitely do feel like women are very much more aware of what's going on. I feel like back in the day, and I could be wrong, you know, I'm only 25. This is just my opinion. But I feel like back in the day, women were more open to just, let's just say, be more traditional, right? And now it's just way more opportunities, you know. Women are voicing their opinions a lot more. Women are probably way more successful and open to acquiring success, you know, more than they used to be. So I just feel like we all on an even playing field now. Back then, it used to be men. Men was just the one that go-getters and make the money and do everything. But now you got women that's out here competing with men. So it's just the way it is. Everybody just trying to reach those high points in their lives, you know? You can't really knock them. And a lot of men's leadership are off these days, you know? So, you know, it's crazy. For men with direction, he said, I'm going to hit you on Instagram. All right, bet. He said, how many times you post a day and at what time do you try to post? I usually post on average 4 to 5, around 5 times a week. It just depends how my videos is doing. If they doing good, I'll post a little more. I'll put in a little more work. If they a little slower, you know, I might take a day off. But you'll definitely see a post. I will never go more than like 2 days without posting. And I post at 3 p.m. Pacific time. For a lot of y'all that's in the East Coast, at 6 p.m. y'all time. But you know, I'm posting a video for y'all tomorrow. Y'all see that. And I definitely use my phone to shoot my videos. For now, I ain't really did no major investments, you know. I'm just trying to use the resources that I have available. This is another video that I made too. You know, I don't want people just thinking that you need all the tools and resources to get started, you know. I'm somebody who has the bare minimum when it comes to, you know, filming and stuff. And I'll still find a way to put the videos out. And the thing is, I'm still learning. So, you know, I was just told the other day that when you shooting your videos, you need to make sure you have a straight shot at you so people can actually get the message and get the vibe from you. You know, a lot of my videos, I just sit at the park, I'll be slouched over or doing something where I may be looking at the water, but you know, I had to switch that up a little bit. But for any of y'all that's still in here, man, any last final questions, y'all shoot me with it. For the directions, or for a man with direction, he said he gonna hit me on Instagram. But any last questions y'all got for me, man, go ahead and I answer those for y'all. What's your Instagram? It's in the link in the if it's not in the description, I type it in, or somebody could type it for me if y'all been here. It's the Blues Clothing. Yeah. It's in the description of any of my other videos too. For sure. No, I appreciate you. See right there, Jordan Phillips just did it for me, the Blues Clothing. But yeah, anything on there too, you can hit me on there. I also got the link in the description to the Discord for anybody that's not in the Discord yet. You know, I made that for y'all. I gotta say that on every little live, man. Every little live. R. Kelly, I appreciate the advice and wise words. You already know, family. I appreciate you so much. You know, if you in here, do me a huge favor, like this little live real quick. But I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Go to the description for the man with direction. It's in the description. You should see it right there. It should be a little link to the Discord. Oh, for sure. Shout out to you, fam. Shout out to you. I'll probably check out your thing after this. If you hit me on Instagram, I'll tap in with a few of your videos. All right, cool. Well, now I appreciate y'all, man. It's your boy Blue Jay Tay. If you joined tonight, thank you so much. I appreciate all the support and love. It's the Wednesday night mental health check-in. I do these every week at 6 p.m. Pacific time. You know, for anybody that want to join. Once again, the link to the Discord is in the description. If y'all want to tune in with any of my other videos, I got a little playlist right there for y'all too. But I appreciate y'all so much. I got a video for y'all coming out tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Y'all see that. But I thank y'all, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.